Welcome back to Ocarina 3D. Today we'll be travelling to what might actually be the shortest mini-dungeon in the game, Bottom of the Well.
It's actually also an optional mini-dungeon since the item we get there can easily be forgotten if you just learn to memorize the game.
Oh, look at this guy with his FAQs and his strats.
It's like I've played this game for hours on end in my childhood and learned every little facet of it.
Here's a little secret from the recording process for these playthroughs. Cutscenes are the bane of our existence.
I don't know what it is. It's like gameplay is so much easier for me to commentate because all I can do is just point out to Tom what he's doing wrong. It's really hard to tell Tom that he's doing a cutscene wrong.
Yes, Tom, look at she. Yeah, you're flailing wrong. Stop it.
Imagine if Ocarina of Time actually had an interactive camera doing these. Oh, the commentary would be so much better.
Let's see, if MBM was directing this cutscene, Sheik would have stuck the landing.
If I was directing this cutscene, it'd be skippable.
This is a bigger fuck-up than Darunia having the Spirit Medallion in Hyrule Historia.
Oh man, this guy, he gets Hyrule Historian and all of a sudden he thinks he's MBM.
I will absorb all this knowledge, and then I'll be an expert on Skyward Sword, since apparently that's what the whole book's about.
No, there's also, like, 2 pages of Twilight Princess. Give it credit. So, the Nocturne Shadow cutscene, a lot of people believe that you trigger it by getting just the water medallion, but it's actually triggered by getting forest, fire, and water in your inventory. And it's sort of the reason why, at the end, the game only checks for the Shadow and Spirit medallion, because this cutscene is supposed to serve as a pseudo-check for the first 3. Unfortunately, it doesn't do its job very well.
I was playing Master Quest, the 3D version, on the live stream, and I did forest, and I did water for a change, which is something I never do. I very rarely sequence break or anything. And then I came back here, which was pretty cool. So, yeah, you can actually play Ocarina of Time a number of different ways, which is something I hope they bring back for the next Zelda game, and something they've also hinted at, I think.
The game is surprisingly non-linear, if you give it some thought. You don't really need any knowledge of musical composition to figure out that a nocturne is a piece inspired by the night. Which is weird because, night is the one time of the day when shadows are less noticeable.
Well, shadows are tricky by their very nature.
Remember how last part I got really mad at the Prelude to Life for not actually being a prelude?
Ah, yeah, you have a vendetta against Koji Kondo now, don't you?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The Nocturne of Shadow actually is a prelude.
God damn it, Kondo. Get it together.
Ah, man. It's like, I love your compositions. You're a good man, but I don't know if it's a translation error or what.
You Tingle-looking motherfucker. No, seriously. Tingle is based on the composer Koji Kondo. The more you know.
Now it's time for time traveling shenanigans, since we have the Prelude of Light and we have enough warping songs to get ourselves pretty much all over Hyrule.
Indeed. Why do you even need Epona, really?
I don't know. Because she's on the cover, and because we needed a really kick-ass intro cutscene.
Because she's contracted is not a good enough reason for me, unfortunately.
Well, Tingle had tenure, and that's why they brought him back.
True. He got a bit uppity, though. He started charging for his services in Wind Waker.
It's terrible when they make money a requirement in a Zelda game. Then again, it's also annoying when money's in the game, and it's completely useless. I don't know how long it's going to take Nintendo to find that nice in-between balance.
Skyward Sword was slowly working towards it with the upgrade system, but even then, I still didn't really feel the need to spend money all that much.
I don't know why this guy is so mad at the fact that we played the Song of Storms for him. It's like, guy, Guru is only sung. Why you have to be mad?
Do you think he's got like an ancient Hylian version of OCD?
Yeah, that the windmill has to spin in perfect timing with his music. Otherwise, the whole thing just goes to shit. He burns down the windmill and starts all over.
He is the precursor of the commentary schedule.
Guru, newest member of Hellfire Comms. Expect his playthrough next week.
Knows everything about music, not so much about games.
A lot of you people were asking when we were going to do the Skulltula mini quest and when we were going to show it off, so here you go!
Why would you do this?
Because Nintendo knows you, Tom, it taunts you, and it wants to make spiders as prevalent in video games as possible.
Oh, they made them so much worse in this version with the updated texturing and whatnot.
Yeah, and I really don't get this whole curse aspect. See, the entire family was greedy, and that's why they got turned into spiders. But then all they do is just use their wealth to manipulate Link to break the curse for them. They're just using their money to solve all their problems again. How is that learning their lesson?
Well, maybe the goddesses will curse Link and he'll turn into a skeleton for his folly, I guess.
Or he could turn into a gold statue. They brought this back in Twilight Princess, and all you do is free a guy from being a golden Buddha.
Huh, I actually just turned to the page with Giovanni. Interesting.
The price for when you get 10 is a bigger wallet, because like we said, Ocarina of Time, you need more money for stuff. After you get 20, in the original you got the Stone of Agony. In the remake it's called the Shard of Agony, since the Stone of Agony was pretty much just the Rumble Pack. Seriously, the in-game model was the Rumble Pack with stone textures. But since the 3DS doesn't have a rumble feature, they went with something that used sound and a visual cue to let you know when you were near hidden stuff.
The Rumble Pack was so cool back in the day, but then again, it was new and revolutionary. Now it's just like, eh.
Oh, Rumble, let me turn that off because it makes my hands tired. But if you get more Skulltulas, if you get 30, you'll get the Giant's Wallet. If you get 40, you'll get some Bomb Chews. 50, you get the best prize, which is a piece of heart. Unfortunately, if you manage to get all 100 gold Skulltulas in Hyrule, your prize is the fact that you get infinite money.
Huh.
It's such a dumb prize because if you've got all the Skulltulas, that means you must have gone everywhere, done everything, and have pretty much a full inventory.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you need money?
If they gave you, I think, maybe some like optional places to spend your money, I don't know, more mini games, and even stuff to decorate Link's house, I guess, Animal Crossing style.
I don't like decorating houses. It's the one reason I hate Ruby and Sapphire so much. I don't like hidden bases. Sue me.
Actually, fun fact, the Animal Crossing on the GameCube was, I believe, an updated port from Animal Forest, which was on the N64, so decorating Link's room wouldn't really have been that strange of an idea.
I actually didn't know about Animal Forest until some Zelda streamers recently have gotten their hands on a Japanese N64 known as the IQ, and it comes with games installed in the controller. And one of the games is Animal Forest. And the guy was showing the box off on stream, and I see Animal Crossing. He's like, wait, what the fuck? Did they port Animal Crossing onto the N64 in China? And then everyone berated me in the chat that no, there's actually an N64 Animal Crossing game.
Yeah, that's IQ as in IQUE.
It's official. Nintendo helped make the IQ.
So, did we just create a paradox, or did we fix time?
It's actually a closed time loop. See, he taught us the song because we taught him the song because he taught us the song. It's a time loop that has no start, and I'm just waiting for the point in which we become our own grandfathers.
Oh god, where does this fit into the chronology?
I think it fits in Twilight Princess, you know, the skeleton guy teaching you sword tricks. It's the most awkward father-son moment in the entire series.
I think fucking with this timeline pushed Minish Cap out of the Hyrule Historia.
You're really bitter about that, and rightfully so.
I don't know why, it's not even my favourite 2D Zelda game. I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong, but it's sorely missed.
I don't know, Skyward Sword did a lot to honestly diminish the value of Minish Cap, because, I mean, Minish Cap was an origin story. It was the origin story for Link's hat. Then, Nintendo's like, oh no, we're gonna make an origin story, and we're gonna make it even better.
By the way, the prequel to Skyward Sword manga is bitchin'.
See? Tom can say nice things about Skyward Sword.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull up a quote right here. If you wish to wake the lion, then give him fangs. Yeah, Link talks in this manga.
Link's talked in all the mangas, and honestly, I appreciate it, because The silent protagonist can only go so far. It's really weird because the silent protagonist is meant to immerse you, like you assume the role of the character, but for me, when I play silent protagonist, there's a disconnect, because it's like, I'm supposed to sympathize and feel for this guy. He doesn't even talk. I don't even know his personality.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine as like a player avatar, but after a while it just kind of gets a bit lonely when the guy you're controlling for upwards of 10 hours at a time doesn't say anything.
I mean, maybe if they gave Link more dialogue options, because, I mean, JRPGs like the Persona series, they thrive on the fact that you're supposed to be the main character and you're supposed to shape their personality. But in those games, you have lots of text to where, you can choose what the character is actually going to say. In this, Link just nods.
Yeah, so the one in Persona 4, for example, he's silent, but he also says a lot through the text. And again, with Skyward Sword, it seems to be going down that route, giving Link multiple answers for like questions to Zelda and so on.
Yeah, and in fact, he actually kind of does have a personality, because there's that one scene where Zelda asks him something, and all the questions are just variations of yes, but there's differences like, of course, yes, I will. And I know it's subtle, but it does kind of give Link slight personality, like whether he's more formal with Zelda or whether he's more casual and urgent with, her predicament.
Okay, we haven't really discussed Bottom of the World, because honestly, like I said, it's the shortest mini-dungeon. You could literally complete it in 3 or 4 rooms, and all you have to do is beat Dead Hand here, who, I'll give him credit, is possibly the creepiest thing in this game, and you get the Lens of Truth, and then you can use the Prelude of Light to warp out.
Everyone I have ever talked to that has played Ocarina of Time says that Dead Hand is the scariest or freakiest enemy in the game. He outranks Re-Deads, Wall Masters, and even the boss in the next dungeon. And yeah, it's kind of creepy when you have a boss with finely manicured hands trying to bite you.
Finally manicured? He has no hands. He filed that shit down to the stubs.
Maybe he ate his own hands. But that's what I always thought was that, his hands are tentacles coming out from the bottom of him. Yes, I'm just making Dead Hand more creepy than he needs to be, but my imagination needs to answer these questions.
And is it me, or did they lessen the blood splotches on his body in the 3D version?
Well, the thing is, all the blood in the game was made to be more realistic. Unfortunately, real blood tends to look more brown than people think it'll be. So maybe the fact that the color is toned down means that they weren't blood splotches to begin with. Maybe Dead Hand just has a bunch of bruises.
Yeah, possibly. And again, like you say, it is kind of freaky, because the Re-Deads, they're either zombies or they're made out of magic. They're like magical avatars. What's Dead Hand? He's never explained, and since the guy who lived here, his basement is filled with all these abominations, what does that say about him? And for that matter, what was up with the private cabana in Wind Waker? The one you can get the deed for? It's like you go there, it's all happy, yeah, you can do sliding block puzzles, and then you go down to the basement and there's Re-Deads. What the fuck happened there? And keep in mind, that was owned by a school teacher. The plot thickens. But in any case, this is like a proper dungeon. There's a certain point where you will reach a dungeon exit warp light. Don't ask me where it is, because honestly, I've never gotten to it myself.
Yeah, the whole point is literally just to give you a taste test of all, the gloomy, spooky, scary stuff that we're gonna have to spend an entire temple with.
I'm just wondering, where does Link's crossbow training fit into the chronology?
I think it's a prequel to Skyward Sword. Why? I don't know. Maybe because I just don't want Skyward Sword to be first.
BS The Legend of Zelda. That always makes me laugh.
I love that game. Like, the graphic update is so good. My only issue is that they changed the dungeon layouts and the fact that you can't play as Link, you play as your avatar.
Now, I hope you take something away from this part, whether it be the not-so-subtle advertising for Hyrule Historia, the fact that China has its own line of Nintendo consoles, the iQ Player, the iQ SP, iQ 3DS XL, thank you Wikipedia by the way, or just the fact that Dead Hand is as creepy as a Moe Sakura. But if you're happy he's gone, don't celebrate too soon, because you might just be seeing that fella again in the next part. And speaking of, we'll see you all next time when we take on the Shadow Temple. See you then.